Russia is taking a drastic step to address its falling birth rate. The nation is introducing a new program, Cash for Babies. Starting in 2025, young mothers could receive approximately 1,300 Canadian dollars. This financial incentive is a direct response to the country's demographic crisis. Russia's birth rate is at its lowest point in decades. The government is worried. A shrinking population poses significant challenges to the country's future. The program's design reveals the government's targeted approach. Only women under 25 years old are eligible. They must also be enrolled as full-time students at local universities or colleges. This focus on young, educated mothers is deliberate. The Kremlin aims to encourage family formation among a demographic they see as key to the nation's future. The cash incentive is contingent on a live birth. This condition has sparked controversy, with critics calling it insensitive and potentially coercive. The cash incentive is not a standalone measure. It is part of a larger strategy to boost Russia's population. The government is concerned about the economic and social impacts of a shrinking workforce and an aging population. This program is one of several initiatives aimed at reversing the demographic trend. The goal is clear: to incentivize young couples to have children and secure Russia's future. The Cash for Babies program has sparked debate in Russia and beyond. Critics argue that the eligibility criteria are too narrow. Limiting the program to students under 25 excludes many women who are struggling financially. Single mothers, women pursuing vocational training, or those who started families earlier are left out. This selective approach raises questions about fairness and inclusivity. Ethical concerns are also at the forefront of the debate. The requirement of a live birth for payment is particularly contentious. Critics argue that this condition puts undue pressure on women and disregards the emotional toll of pregnancy loss. They point out that stillbirths are a tragic reality, and women should not be further penalized for such losses. Despite the criticism, the Russian government defends its approach. Officials argue that the program is a necessary intervention to combat a demographic crisis. They maintain that the focus on young mothers is strategic, aiming to encourage family formation at an optimal time. Whether this controversial approach will yield the desired results remains to be seen. The Russian government's concern over the declining birth rate is palpable. President Vladimir Putin himself has spoken about the issue, calling it a matter of national importance. The Kremlin views the shrinking population as a threat to Russia's economic and geopolitical standing. A declining workforce means fewer people to contribute to the economy. This could lead to labor shortages, slower economic growth, and a strain on social welfare systems. An aging population also poses challenges, requiring increased spending on healthcare and pensions. The situation is exacerbated by Russia's current geopolitical context. The ongoing war in Ukraine has resulted in significant casualties, further impacting the country's demographics. The combination of these factors has created a sense of urgency within the government, prompting a search for solutions, no matter how drastic. Section 4. Global Comparisons, Declining Birth Rates, a Shared Challenge. Russia is not alone in facing a demographic crisis. Many developed countries are grappling with declining birth rates. Economic uncertainties, rising living costs, and changing social norms are contributing to this trend. Women are delaying motherhood, prioritizing education and careers. Some countries have implemented policies to address the issue. These include financial incentives like subsidized childcare, generous parental leave policies, and flexible work arrangements. However, the effectiveness of these measures varies. There is no one-size-fits-all solution to this complex challenge. While Russia's Cash for Babies program shares similarities with other countries' approaches, it also stands out for its targeted focus and its coercive elements. The program raises questions about the role of government in personal decisions and the ethical implications of incentivizing procreation. Section 5. Potential Impacts, a Society in Flux. The long-term impacts of Russia's Cash for Babies program remain uncertain. Will it succeed in boosting the birth rate, or will it exacerbate existing inequalities and raise further ethical concerns? Only time will tell. However, one thing is clear. The program reflects a society grappling with profound changes. The program's focus on young mothers could have unintended consequences. It might discourage women from pursuing higher education or careers, reinforcing traditional gender roles. The pressure to have children at a young age could also lead to more unplanned pregnancies and potentially increase the demand for abortion services. The program's success hinges not only on financial incentives but also on addressing the underlying social and economic factors contributing to the declining birth rate. Affordable housing, accessible childcare, and job security are crucial for young couples considering starting a family. Whether the Cash for Babies program can address these deeper issues remains to be seen.